A little bit too late. You are a Malungu, you are very much too late. And then they start, when the people experience the difficulties of this system that they've installed, they continue started to blaming on the one on the other, so that the real culprit is not identified. Now, you all have been knowledgeable of the so-called struggle. Now, and because of this international fake news corporations that they generate to be false, they've created the division so much so that all the history that you think you know is false. And I will demonstrate it to you. If you know the history of the struggle, you find that it took effect in 1913 with the expropriation of land from the black tribes. Why did it happen? Not because the black tribes was in war with the owners of this wealth. The owners of this wealth has decided they need to extract more minerals from South Africa. And therefore, if they leave the black tribes without property and a ability to fend for themselves, they can force them into the mines to work for a slave remuneration, which has happened. Looking at the financial system, as Africa was introduced with that, you'll see the first major attempt to exactly what I'm saying to you now was Rhodes, Cecil John Rhodes. Cecil John Rhodes was sent to South Africa. He was not here by invitation, he was sent. And he was sent to take control of the mineral in South Africa and Africa by this sect to which he belonged. And that's the same sect that is creating this division amongst the people all over the world. And he started off in Kimberley, forcing the Khoi and the San with tins around their necks to collect for them diamonds. Now, the Khoi and the San had no value for the diamonds at the time. But he knew exactly what he was doing. He utilized those diamonds that was collected to go back to Britain and bribe the whole of the Crown Company to support his idea of unification of the whole of Africa under Britain. So here you've got one Satanist, one, who has influenced the history of South Africa and Africa to the extent that we hate one another, to the extent that we are prepared to kill one another. Now, then, in order to achieve his goal, he caused the brutal suppression of a riot from the Tswana people, Bechuanaland at the time. And with the Tswana people having good relations to Paul Kruger at the time, then Paul Kruger saw what was his plan. He wanted to exit the Cape and force the two states, Orange Free State and the Transvaal at the time, to be landlocked so that he can force surrender. And while he was planning that, he imported people from abroad of England to settle in Johannesburg area, to become miners. And at the right time, they wanted to overthrow the government. But Paul Kruger then get heat of the plan, and he started to build the railway line to Maputo. But then Rhodes went to Zimbabwe, as we see it today. Then he negotiated with the king there to have some kind of rights in Zimbabwe. But because the king couldn't read or write, they write a contract that did not reflect what was agreed. And make a cross in acknowledgement. So all of a sudden, the prospectors and the mining groups arrive in Zimbabwe and try to force their way into Zimbabwe. But the king knew that that was not what was discussed or was agreed. So initially, he sent someone to Britain to petition with the Queen of Britain to nullify this agreement. But remember, I said that he has made the people collect diamonds for him. And with those boxes of diamonds, he bribed the people in Britain not to support this notion. And while this man was traveling to Britain, they keep him for 2 years in a harbour in Britain, not to allow him on land or to have a interview or a word with the Queen. And at the time when the Queen had the word, they've already invested so much in this whole attempt that the Queen say, no, a contract is a contract. So then it happens what is called the Matabele Wars. And even for that, this one Satanist has made provision for. And he had trained soldiers with a machine gun. And when the Matabeles come to oppose him, he met them with their assegais and the few guns that they had with this machine gun, and they slaughtered them. And he continued with the slaughtering up into Kenya. Now, for everyone who has lived through that, they see this is predominantly a white army attacking the blacks. But it was not like that. And through that and the press, they formed our conscious conception of how we perceive it to be. And they write the history books, which is a lie anyway. Now, when Rhodes died, his next in kin, or maybe not in kin, but in sort of the same organization, arrived in the Cape. Oppenheimer, to take over from him. What does Ernest Oppenheimer do? He extends what Rhodes started in the beginning into Africa. And then in 63, I think, maybe, when the then democratic elected president of the Congo, Patrice Lumumba, wanted to have more of the wealth that's been taken out of the DRC being applied for the benefit of his people who live in poverty. Then Ernest Oppenheimer arranged for a foreign military and a coup d'etat to arrest and to kill Patrice Lumumba. And ever since, because of the wealth of the DRC is in constant war. That was caused by one person. And we allow it because we don't know the history. And we don't know the systems. So you'll now see that because certain groups are doing something, they must be the guilty ones. And it was easy to manipulate. And let me give you an example of those manipulation. You know about the uprising here in Soweto, where a lot of people was killed by the police. Do you?
Yes.
Robert Sobukwe, the leader of the uprising. But do you know that a week before that has happened, the same kind of thing was orchestrated in KwaZulu-Natal? And because there was not an instruction given by the police to defend themselves, 9 policemen were killed brutally by the mob. So if you have heard about that, being a policeman, and you are now in the Sowetan area, and you see this mob is approaching you, you'll be scared. But the planners behind it, the Oppenheimers, also knew it. So they instructed Robert Sobukwe to take with a man with a gun, and while it's in this huge havoc and noise, to shot the first shot to the police. And it's on record in history, there was never given an instruction or an order by the commander to shoot. So ineffectively, those people who are stealing everything from the people throughout South Africa and throughout the world, has planned this animosity amongst ourselves, for ourselves. And we run along. And that is why I know quite a lot. I've been studying this whole world financial system. And since I started working with the kings and the chiefs, my opening position, and remains still to this day, our only salvation is to unite as one. Leave this thing about the Khoi and the San, the white and the black, the Protestant and the Catholics aside. Let's unite as humanity and fix the financial system first. Because the moment you fix the financial system, you fix the legal system too. And you will have sufficient money to do and to restore whatever was broken to the best of your abilities. Now I want to give you an indication of what was being hidden from you all the time. Now I've written this letter, and you'll see here, it was received by the Reserve Bank of South Africa. It was received by the Zondo Commission. It was received by the police. And everything that happened to the wealth of not only the whites or the blacks, of everyone in South Africa is explained here. And let me page to the page where the wealth of only one account is reflected. And you'll see that there's so much wealth hidden. that it is impossible that there should be one person in South Africa that should go hungry to bed at night, even if he has got a bed. Now, this is the actual account in Standard Bank, White Spiritual Boy account. And here is a balance of this account being the 28th of October 2015. You can see it there. And you can ask a man next to me that you may trust more than myself. The balance at that stage was $600 trillion. Now, do you imagine how huge a task it is to spend $100 million appropriately, responsibly, whatever you want to connect it with? Even irresponsibly, it's not a small task. So now you can see the system was set up to expropriate all the wealth of all the people throughout the world and to collect it in the satanic system of Satan. And the Rothschilds and everyone on the higher echelons of the financial system are Satanists because they created the system of initiation. If you want to progress to a certain level, you have to participate in the satanic rituals. What is a satanic rituals? Pedophilia, sacrificing of children. How many children has got lost, never to be seen again in Soweto? Hundreds, thousands. And they are being utilized for this kind of rituals of initiation into the system, to keep it in place and to force it upon us. That is why if we don't stand together according to the principles, that 4 principles, and I'm asking again, who's not afflicted? Who's not captive? Your only way out is to stand together. And forget the thing about you've got blue eyes and you've got brown eyes, you're a little bit too tall and you're a little bit too short. Because if this man and myself stand next to other, we spell the word if. So you see this is on record. And the police are captured themselves. Because if you want to be in the higher echelons, you have to dance to the tune of the politicians. Who has met an honest politician? Let me see. So why are you supporting them? Say again? Believe me, very few politicians ever fix something. You've got a better chance of the kings and the chief fixing it, because they have got a direct responsibility to the people than any politician. That system is coming from the financial system, is to enforce that some people will never be prosecuted in law. Not because that the law doesn't apply to them, but through favoritism that they create. They create the lie. They create the lie of apartheid. Apartheid, they assign it to Dr. Verwoerd. Apartheid was in full force more than 100 years before Verwoerd was born, and was implemented in South Africa by the British Parliament. Now, I can show you all the laws of South Africa in order as sequence since 1809, and you'll see exactly that. You cannot come to a different conclusion. When the National Party came to power in 1948, you'll see that systematically there was abandoning the discriminatory laws. That is why the media had to attack the policy of Dr. Verwoerd at the time. Which politician do you know of who traveled around Southern Africa, the whole of Southern Africa, and Southwest, and meet up with each king and each headman or captain, depends on how it's been named, and recorded their grievances, and act upon it when he came into Parliament? That is why the land was bought back by taxpayer money and handed back to the tribes as a start. Why does it have to be stopped? Because if that had continued, this criminal gang would not be able to expropriate all the land from all the people. And at this present moment, with this criminal gang in Parliament, you see exactly that has happened. They try to wrestle away the control of the Kuyama Trust in KwaZulu-Natal. They are now trying to wrestle away the ownership of private property, even your home. Because when the homes are now impounded by the banks, it is generally kept in the bank. It's not been sold on. Who is the biggest owners of farmable land in South Africa? The banks. And those farms that they have repossessed is standing empty. Why? To enforce total poverty upon the people, so that the people will say, thank you for the food parcel that I've received. Where is your understanding from what it means, what Christ has said, to bring good news to the afflicted, to proclaim the liberty of the captives? Where are your liberty? Liberty is only there where there's unity and care and respect. Without respect, there cannot be love or happiness. So, you'll see that because of my discovery of the documentary agreement being signed with this criminal gang before 1994, here it is. And you'll see who's there represented as if they are the ones, but they are only the pawns. And they introduced it in this document as a memorandum of understanding in the matter between the so-called Broederbond, but the Broederbond is also not, is only also just a pawn. Dated February 1993. And who was present? Marius Darling. Who was Marius Darling? Tell me. The CEO of Sanlam, I think, or Absa. Johan Meiberg. Who was Johan Meiberg? The CEO of Sambo Bank, that was forced under by this agreement, and in which liquidation 80 billion rand got lost. How is that possible? Not recovered till this day. Dani Cronje, sorry. Who was Dani Cronje? The CEO of Absa. Baron du Plessis. Who was Baron du Plessis? The Minister of Finance. Anton Rupert. Who's Anton Rupert? The channel of criminal finance in all these illegal activities. Gerrit Ferreira. Who's Gerrit Ferreira? Part of the Stellenbosch gang, Stellenbosch Mafia, large shareholder in FNB, RMB. And then you look at the delegation of the ANC, Mr. Toko Segwale, Mac Maharaj, Mr. Jeff Radebe. Who was Mr. Jeff Radebe? Minister of Justice. Roof Mpati, Thomas Nkobe, Arnold Stofile, Kumalo, Matthew Sposa, Ahmed Katrada, in Penel Maduna. Now I'm saying this to you not in disrespect, but all these people's names I've now disclosed to you, all of them was deceived. So we can now take the position of let's hate them, let's destroy them. But what will it do to us? It's important to have the knowledge, because whenever you would be in the position, same position being put that those people were in, most likely you will have done the same choices. And you'll see, if you now read how they plan it, the instructions to, amongst other, our current president. Now that is a minute. Remember, as agreed, we will have Ramaphosa as a non-voting delegate at their conference to further our agenda. Whose agenda? The real enemy of humanity, the Satanists. And that as time goes on, we will have our agreed plans in action and in full operation. Do you experience that those plans are now in full operation? Or do you need a little more to be convinced? The main subject would be for him to become the Secretary General, so that our influence and our orders in the organization can be installed and carried out. I thought the government would be for your interest and your benefit. So now you can see how everything that you think you know is turned backwards. He will make sure that Moshiya Lokota gets into a position as organized, and Pravin Gordhan will be recommended to a position of influence. Who has destroyed all the state corporations? Pravin Gordhan. Where is the structure of keeping these people accountable? No, you're wrong. It is this group in this hall, this day, and onwards. It all depends on what you're going to do with this information. It's available. I've made it available many times. But if you don't read it, you will not arm yourself with the proper knowledge to look after yourself and your families. Even if you disagree with me, that's also fine. You can, after you've read all the documents, you can come and say, but you are a liar. It's fine with me. But I will guarantee you, not one of you will come to that conclusion, because the truth will hit you in the face in a way that you've never expected to be. And you can now go through it. Then I say the Reserve Bank Governor will stay in that position as advised by the full leadership to oversee the full effect of the transition of assets and funds, and will assist in the investment portfolios for all the new members. So what they are saying, all these new members in the ANC was bribed by force to participate in their actions. Where is your interest? Where is your control over your tax that you are paying? It's not there because you allow it. Why is it not as simple as that? For instance, value-added tax that is recruited in a section in the sector. Why can that people in that sector not see how much tax was recruited and how was it applied? And because it's not there, there's no accountability and report back to the people that are really supposed to represent. That is how it's so easy to steal from you. They utilize the banks because every one of the banks are in exactly the same system, is to steal as much from you and to accumulate all your assets in the banking structure. And it's not only in South Africa, it's worldwide. And as much as you haven't known it previously till this day, similarly, a lot of the people overseas and in other countries did not know about it. The only question is what we are going to do with it now that you've got the knowledge, or at least been informed of such knowledge. And I do not want to spend too much on the nitty-gritty, but you'll also see they address the leadership of Lesotho and how they are also incorporated in this racketeering agreement. Who of you haven't heard about Gaddafi? Who of you have heard about it? Muammar Gaddafi. Have you?
Yes.
The Libyan president that's been assassinated, who wanted to form Africa as a unit block for protection, financial protection, and also for development. Why was he assassinated? Because he opposed the world financial system. But the only problem is he did it in his person. He didn't inform the people what was going on. And that is why it's so important for me to inform you all. Check it yourself. Because Only the truth will set you free. If you find yourself now into an action where there's civil action, the one group against the other group, you are taking your own resources and destroy it. That was a net result of the so-called ANC war against the National Party. Who has benefited from that? The ones who has created the system. That is why Verwoerd was murdered, because he opposed the system. And at the time of Verwoerd, there was almost 200,000 metric tons of gold in the South African Reserve Bank. And this affidavit is about that, the theft of 178,000 metric tons of gold out of the Reserve Bank. Where's that gold? Why can the Reserve Bank not be held accountable for that? Why can't the governments that is oversee the theft of this gold not be held accountable for that, while you are forced into poverty? Now here is official communication about the Libyan matter. This was Advocate Njiba, another letter from Advocate Njiba. This was a Reserve Bank letter by Joel Marcus, just another thief in high position. This was an acknowledgement of Standard Bank and their involvement in it. But if you people know this knowledge and you don't do anything about it, don't blame other people for your hardship. Because those was stolen from you, and your descendants, and the man next to you, and the tribe next to you, and the other tribes. And you allow it by keeping silent. And it brings you back once again to the principles of Christ. Was Christ ever advocating for war? Never. But he was never shy of proclaiming what is right. Why aren't you proclaiming? To proclaim the liberty of the captives. Are you captive or are you not captive? Why don't you proclaim your liberty? Or is a false presentation that they make that the people will benefit by expropriation of land and houses from everyone, will that benefit you? That is exactly what they are doing, and the people are buying it. Because the interest is not in knowing the truth. The interest is in listening to the bullshit that they are broadcasting over the media. Now, the so-called money of Libya is not Libyan money. It's a money of the Alpha Omega Trust that they have utilized to stage this. And here is once again an appointment for me to recover those funds to the benefit of these people in this country and in the other countries of Africa, because that's the Alpha Omega Trust money. How much of this money was brought into South Africa? Do you want to know? 8.7 trillion in cash. The Pala Pala incident is relating to the illegal movement of those funds of 5 billion of them. Take me to court. I do have the evidence, please. But the problem is that you accept an explanation by a criminal judge or a criminal grouping present themselves as judges, saying that this man should be go through, that there was no foul play. Those funds can be brought onto formal ledger and be applied for the benefit of all the people in this country. I have the power to do that. But while you have the police in the higher echelons who has illegally benefited from this, who are they going to protect? The gang or myself? So what is the only thing we can learn out of this? We have to stick together and stand together to recover what belongs to the people. And that is that you have to take control of a financial system. It starts only there, no other point. And we have to also understand that there's no other way out than to care for one another. Will Satan be bothered if all humanity is being killed? Not at all. That is his aim. So it's your choice whether you're going to participate in Satan's activities or, for one, stand up for what is right in the righteousness of the Lord. Not mine. Now, as a result of the things that has happened, I can also show you. I've criminally charged F.W. de Klerk and Maria Ramos for their part in this, the theft of money and the cause of the destruction of the economy of South Africa. Show me anyone in Parliament, anyone, who has done that. At least the basics, the essentials, to put it on record. Show me. So why are you running after the bastards and feed them while you have got nothing to feed your own families with? This is a criminal charge against Cyril. Is it being investigated? No. Why not? Because the political structure has made provision for the Parliament to incorporate the reporting channel to the office of the President. And since the start of the COVID-19 scamdemic, he has brought in the reporting structure under the Presidency Directive. So now the senior officers in the police and intelligence service has to ask him permission if they can investigate him for a crime he committed. How laughable it is, that is how it is, but they don't present it to you in this way. And that is the essential of it. All this documentation is available. Get it, read it, and inform yourself. There's very little time. Because whatever we do now in the next month is going to determine whether we will be permanent slaves and being killed at will, which was the intention of COVID-19 vaccine. The COVID-19 vaccine held substance that can communicate between your body and the cell phone towers, so that they can track you indiscriminately without you knowing. And to activate the substances that was part of the vaccines in your body to either create a heart attack, blood clots, and the same with the swabs that they push up your nose to test whether you are positive or negative. It contained elements to penetrate your brain barrier, which react to certain frequencies of radio waves. That is also why I am most likely still the only judge worldwide who has put an order out against it. And that is also the reason why Africa is the lowest vaccinated population in the world, 15%. While at some other areas, the populations are way, way above that. You have most likely seen videos or broadcasts of soccer games where the persons fell over. That is vaccine. Healthy persons. Nothing, no prior history of illnesses. They just die because somebody has decided it's now their time. So, we have willingly, by ignorance, given ourselves over to the control of Satan. And it's only our choice to take away the control of Satan over our lives. And the only way to do that is to keep peace at all cost. Peace at all cost. Peace, ja. In Afrikaans, vrede. At all cost. And to stand together as one to fix the financial system. There's no shortage of money. In fact, all the money in the banks, in essence, is stolen property and it belongs to the people of the country. But there's a way to take it back. And you'll also see why I'm not appointed, I'm selected to be the executive of the Alpha Omega Trust, who in fact owns all the wealth in the world, in the banks. And here you can see them, listed in the South African banks. And the Reserve Bank. In the Reserve Bank, 100,000 metric tons of gold was deposited on the 1st of January 1966. That's why Dr. Verwoerd was murdered, for them to be able to steal this gold. And it was strange that the person being singled out to be murdered was Dr. Verwoerd, who was the first person in Africa who, by legislation, forced a school for everyone and to make provision for school for everyone. Certain things you just cannot manage without education. I'm not a total die-hard person with education and titles, but certain things you cannot not understand not having the education. it was him, on the basis of his personal investigation with the tribes all over the country, that they started the process of buying back the land that was expropriation and given it back. Now, if you look at that, what was called at that homelands at the time, how much of those land today is still in the hands of those people and is not owned by foreign corporations? So what I was trying to bring your attention to is that the system, as you perceive it to be, is totally different from what is being broadcasted, and especially from Parliament, because Parliament is the organized crime gang. In my investigations, and I was appointed by President Zuma to do forensic investigations on corruption. And in my investigation, I found that there was a family with the surname of Howard being sent to Cape Town with the instruction to court each and every one who entered Parliament for whatever function in an illegal transaction. They don't initiate it as illegal, but the advocacy know what they are doing. And now, if you remember back, let us use the names who was caught by this. From this list of the racketeering agreement, and that's also why I say, let's not judge them, but let's learn from their difficulty. Jeff Radebe, married to the sister of Patrice Motsepe. Was they involved in the illegal water license for mining? Yes. And through manipulating that, they have now boxed this whole family into compliance. Even you do as we say, or we take away that have you gained and discredit you amongst your people. Patrick Maduna, I know him personally, and I spent many times with him. He was the first Minister of Justice after the turnover in 1994. And he said to me in the first day when he entered the office and settled behind his desk, in come three gentlemen well dressed and saying to Penel, if you think you're going to run the Department of Justice according to your training and according to your beliefs, you'll be mistaken. You'll do as we told you. And was Penel Maduna a bad person? No. Did he have a choice? Maybe. Was he strong enough? Maybe not. But nevertheless, if anyone else can claim that he was stronger than him, maybe he should have been in that position. And that is the reason why unity is so important. If we act in unity, all this kind of things being forced upon one another is easily identifiable and easily addressable. And it starts with care. Care for one another. No other road will take you there. None. It will bring you back to what originally was said by Christ, why he came to earth. Let me reconfirm it to you. To bring the good news to the afflicted. Are you afflicted? Of course you are. Do you hear the good news or are you ignoring it? What was the good news? Care for one another. You're the pastor, you can differ from me, but that's the essential of it. Proclaim the liberty of the captives. What does it mean? We all know we are captive, but we don't know how. Now that you know, don't be captive anymore. Claim your freedom. Take possession of the financial system. It's yours. It should operate for yourself, for your benefit. Heal the sick. That is logical. If you care, whatever action you take is healing to another. The powers, most likely, if we see it supernatural that Christ possessed to heal persons, has come from his intense caring. It cannot come from hate. Who of you would like to have a sickness and you want to have the person next to your bed to heal you who hates you the most? It cannot work that way. It has to be care. To let the oppressed free. Why don't we free ourselves from our oppression? By standing together. That's simple. And in essence, I can go on for many hours on this, but this is what it is. Let's unite all the groupings as one and take back the control of the financial system, because it was stolen from us anyway. And what was not stolen from you was stolen from the Alpha Omega Trust, who has provided the gold for the benefit of the people, not for the benefit of the bank, or the president, or the deputy president, more than any other citizen of the country. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.